I want Mashiach, you want Mashiach, we want Mashiach now. The Rebbe pointed out that there's something very unusual about the Messianic times. The Talmud says, in the times before Mashiach, the generations will be problematic. There'll be a lot of impudence. There'll be a lot of dysfunction. There'll be breakdowns in society. And the Rebbe asks, why would that be? What leads to that breakdown? What leads to those issues? And we know, let's be honest, we look around, and while we live in a time of the greatest plenty, the most free time, the most luxury, the least amount of hunger for those that are, thank God there's, we have to be sensitive. There are problems in the world. But for the most part, many people are living a life that one could never even imagine 150 years ago. Indoor plumbing, air conditioning, heating. Yet, there's so much dysfunction. What is going wrong with society before Mashiach comes? And the Rebbe makes a startling statement. This is 50 years ago that the Rebbe said this. He said, one of the reasons very well may be the fact that keeping kosher, which used to be the norm, which used to be the default for every single Jew growing up in a Jewish environment, started to become a little bit less prevalent for many. Now, what happens when you keep kosher? Well, I'd like to share with you the story. The story of my father-in-law who was on a plane, and he's sitting next to a guy. This is in the days when you flew domestic in the United States and you ordered a kosher meal. You actually got a sealed kosher meal. He sees his seatmate eating a kosher meal on the plane. He figures he must be Jewish. He says, hi, have you put on tefillin today? He says, I'm not Jewish. He says, why are you eating kosher? He says, because my wife and I, in raising our children, discovered that our children are very ill-equipped. They're not able to say no, to make proper decisions about things they want to get involved in and things they don't want to get involved in. And I noticed I have Jewish friends, and when they tell their kids, oh, it's not kosher, there's no discussion. The kids don't whine, the kids don't beg, they know, they can't eat it. So I told my wife, let us start to keep kosher, at least eating kosher meat, so that our children will be able to develop that skill to know that there are some things that you do, there's some things that you don't do, and to build that inner confidence to make those right choices. When we keep kosher, what we're doing is connecting to Hashem and saying that we want to ingest only things that fit with Hashem's diet for us. You know what that does? That the clarity, the spirituality, the functionality of the human that's added through knowing that there's a clear moral guideline, a godly guideline, even what we eat or don't eat. And when you're keeping God's diet, there's incredible benefits, mental health, physical health, emotional health. Whenever you fulfill God's commandment, there are benefits. But I want to share with you this epic story that shows the correlation between eating kosher, being healthy. I met an individual who told me, a couple, they told me that their baby was a little baby, 1 year old. He wasn't doing well. The doctor said, prepare for the funeral. There was an issue in the stomach. They went to the Lubavitcher Rebbe. He answered them with a letter, one word. He said, eat kosher. Keep the laws of kashrut. They started doing that. They went to a doctor. A different doctor appeared and said, I would like to do a simple procedure. I'd like to do an operation. And the other doctor, the pessimist, said, no, this kid has no chance. Why cut him up? And this doctor said, I'd like to do an operation. They did a simple operation. They found the issue. Issue solved. The boy, I know him, young man, strapping young man. The Rebbe told them, eat kosher. Eat kosher. You'll be healthy. You'll be saved. You'll be healthier. It's very simple. Keeping God's diet is critical, important, empowering, and healthy. Mental health, physical health, spiritual health. And if we all rededicate to that great campaign that the Rebbe launched 50 years ago, inspiring and encouraging and exhorting and telling people, just revealing to people the great gift of Jews keeping kosher food for their consumption, we'll all be a lot healthier. Let's start it right now.